Losing faith in Cardano. Although this may be a taboo subject and most people are going to not like the title of this video, the truth is I'm not losing faith in Cardano. You watching this video probably aren't losing faith in Cardano. Maybe you're a bit scared about the price trajectory, but in general, everything is going very well in Cardano's fundamental levels if you're paying attention. In today's video, I want to cover some of those levels and why I am not losing faith in Cardano, because recently it has been a bit of a despair phase. And even though you can stake your ADA to earn passive ADA every 5 days with the Jack stake pool, people still seem to get a bit scared of the future in Cardano. Now, truthfully, why be scared? Why lose faith in Cardano? There's steady growth without fail, and logically speaking, not religiously or in a cult speaking, things are going up and to the right other than price. Now, I know price isn't really the biggest factor here in crypto. I know a lot of people are here for that, but ultimately the fundamental thing to drive price long term after Bitcoin's halving or after the next bull market comes into play and the recession's over for the global economy, Cardano's in a great position and a lot better than it was when it was at $3, now that it's at 25 cents again. Keep in mind, one of the 3 founding partners of Cardano, the research side, IOHK, has published 169 papers developing the peer-reviewed blockchain for 5.5 years now, or over 5 years. Now there's been 8,169,000 blocks have been produced nonstop 24/7, evolving era after era on Cardano mainnet. This includes 960, not 600, pools with stake or delegation. One of those is yours truly, Jack Stake Pool. 1.2 million delegators, so people staking it back into the network, which accounts for 72% of all ADA in circulation being delegated to elect block leaders back into their Cardano network. Thank you, adastat.net, for these informations. And if you want to check out, I'll leave that link down in the description. But also, the eras are continuous and development is simultaneously making stages of evolution. We also right now are in the Basho era, but we have some of the Voltaire era coming into play with governance, with different catalyst things going on in the background and use of treasury funds, and a lot more upgrades and thought processes into these systems so they can be made better as Cardano progresses and scales to more users. Keep in mind that in order to keep the Cardano network decentralized, we want to delegate to single pool operators. Now, that is 1,000% biased towards me, but it's also true. I am a single pool operator. I only run one pool. I only am going to run one pool ever and nothing more than that. So if you want to see the hands of Cardano's blockchain in a single pool operator with your stake, you can stake with the Jack stake pool, but there are a ton out there, Berry, Smog, Blade, and so much more that you can stake with to earn passive ADA still and support the decentralization of Cardano to the fullest. Now, losing faith in a blockchain also may come from different things like not being able to remove your funds. In Cardano, we don't have that problem, but Ethereum has been having that problem where if you stake your Ethereum right now, there's no potential or there's no tentative date even for when you can get it out and when you can remove your money. You put it in an exchange, but in this case, it's in Ethereum's proof of stake model. And there's no saying when you're going to get it back or can even withdraw it, as there is no system to do so at the moment. Not very great of a model. And also from a decentralization point of view on Ethereum, it's not so great either. 30% of this is controlled by one entity, Lido, and then 43% on other, 18% on Coinbase, 13%, 8% on Kraken, and 6% on Binance. So over 50% from just 4 entities, meaning the MAV, or the minimum attack vector for this, is 4. And that's for Ether staking. The nodes on Ethereum hosted nodes are even worse, as in 43% of them are in AWS alone. As you may have guessed, Cardano has been making a lot of progress, and this also includes daily development activity. Cardano leading the charge with 564 commits, and next up, only 3 behind, is actually a metaverse building on Ethereum alone, which is Decentraland. So that's pretty interesting. Cardano does seem to be at the top of these lists more than not because of all the people making stuff on it, but also just general development directly on Cardano mainnet, and not just side projects, but projects building open source code that everybody can use and make a better dApp experience for all the users out there. And luckily, lately, I've been seeing a lot more developer tooling being expanded out through a few different projects, which is really good to see. But also, how are projects measured? Well, we're talking about projects in GitHubs and commits. How are these projects measured? And specifically, how are the projects that IOHK, one of Cardano's 3 founding partners, makes graphics about for tracking projects building on Cardano, how are these projects deemed to be building on Cardano? And why isn't it just the, thousands and thousands, if not 5,000 plus that are tracked through other means? What is the means that we see tracked on these official 1,000 projects? And most of these projects have actually went through quite a bit of preliminary checks, including, but not limited to, do they have a website? What are they building? Does their website state they're building on Cardano? Do they mention Cardano on social media? How often? How recently? Do they have a Discord server? What about GitHub repos? Have they published a white paper? Are they listed on anything community sites such as Cardano Cube or Built on Cardano, or on DApp Radar or on dApps on Cardano? And then after that, IOG performs some basic checks for red flags, such as, is their website very vague with no team or contact information? Do they have lots of PR but almost no social media engagement or community buzz? What are people saying about them on social media? And have they been reported to the Cardano Fraud Detection Bureau? Is there a thread in the forum about them of report a scam part on the Cardano forum? And a lot more from Essential Cardano, calculating the number of projects building on Cardano. This is a fully transparent process in the sense that what these projects have been through and checked for to make it to this list, which means it's even more interesting to know that there are 1,151 projects building on Cardano as of 4 days ago, and this number is only getting bigger even in a bear market when Cardano's price is 25 cents. Finally, before we go, I want to share my portfolio on Cardano and a little bit of update on what's going on here. I do have nearly 70,000 ADA in assets. This is about 18,000 US dollars, and as you can see here, majority of it is in Cardano ADA. Then we have a large position of Yummy. I'm an advisor for Yummy project. A lot of Hosky because it's worthless and you never know what these markets are doing. And then Ding, Makasi, Clay, and so on and so forth with smaller values as we go down. But in general, that's my portfolio. If you want to know more about this, I'm happy to share. Leave me a DM or just ask about it in the comments and maybe I'll make a video on it. But I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. It's my friend Jack. Stick with the Jack Stake. We'll turn passive ADA on your ADA. Peace out.